I can't believe it. They've dumped manure on my sign. Howdy. SimTheWorld here. We are back with Farming Simulator 19, the Alpine expansion. So, as you probably saw from the little teaser trailer, I had some issues this past month. The locals are none too happy with me. We still haven't gotten a sale price on our milk. So, yeah, it's interesting. They don't want to buy the milk. They're not giving us the price we're asking for. So now they're getting moving into some vandalism. It appears they dumped a bunch of manure all over my sign, and that was a pain to clean up. So, you know what? It sucks for them. Until they pay it, you know, they're not going to have any milk. We're the one who's got milk. Oh, I don't think this is unloading. Gotta wait to drain the tank. With this said, we are now in the beginning of summer. So, well, we're not getting any money out of the milk still, because the local town of Ellengrot does not want to pay the $2 a liter. We still have a lot going on, and it's getting hectic. As you can see, our fields are ready for harvest, which I'm particularly excited about. Yeah, there's quite a bit of weeds here, but there's a lot of dead weeds in here. But at the same time, we fertilized this, so we should get a pretty good harvest on this, which I'm going to I'll probably use the front for hay and do the rest as silage. I think that's important. This is starting to run a little low. We've been tapping into this since we finished everything out of the silage pit. Then I wanted to show you guys over at the field. The field is looking fantastic. The only thing I want to note is there's a little bit of germination that failed. You can see in this little corner right here. Seasons does add the random element, so that's why the weeds randomly pop up. And sometimes there will be pieces of your crop that just don't take, for whatever reason. With that said, I did notice we have a couple weeds in here. I'm not too worried about it at the moment. Maybe we'll get the sprayer and go along and take care of that. Maybe we won't. I'll see if it spreads. But my main focus right now is going to be cutting the grass, because I want to get that done today and make sure we have plenty of time to let the grass regrow. I really think we can get 2 cuts out of the grass if we do this right. That's what I've seen online. Just last year we didn't have the time to do that. It never fully grew the second time. So that's my plan for today. Also, we have a couple contracts we should be able to take to bale. That will greatly help with the money situation. That tree's looking really nice. That's a good call. So that's where I'm starting today. The cows are doing great. I was going to mention, we're up to 75 cows. We added 18 last episode, but I just moved the milk over, so in the next day I'll be able to get an idea of how much milk we're bringing in a day. I haven't been keeping too close of track of that. We do have a lot of manure in, and they are eating a lot of food. I'm having to refill the TMR every other day. They're chowing through, and that's 16,000 liters. So they're doing about 8,000 a day, and it's only going to get worse. So we really need to sell the milk and get that ready, because I need the money for a few other things that will help us in that arena. I'm going to go get my stuff, and we're going to go get started cutting. I'll meet you guys over there. And of course, I'll crank up the time now that our little intro is taken care of. Alright, so I disabled the swath drop. That way we mentioned taking care of and allowing this front section to be baled as hay. In order to do that, we need to allow it to lay flat and dry out in the sun. I checked the weather. It's not supposed to rain until Wednesday. So today is... yeah, that's really helpful for you guys. So today is Tuesday. Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday, or it's Monday. So today it's going to be fine. It's going to be a bit cloudy. Tuesday will be fine. And Wednesday, it's got a 70% chance of rain. It looks like for the most part, the plus signs tell you that it's good drying weather. If it's negative, it's not going to have great impact. That's why rainy days would be negative. And of course, if it's just blank there, or it's got that dash, it indicates that it's kind of neutral. Maybe it's a cloudy day, maybe there's no wind. Like if it's sunny and there's a bit of wind, this grass will dry really quickly. And that's what we're shooting for to get the hay. So, with that said, I'm going to try to get this done pretty quickly. I'd like to get all of our sections done today. Then I'll talk to the farmers and see about confirming, and in fact, maybe I'll just confirm those contracts now, let them know we will take them, we will be over to their fields, we need their money. That's the one good thing, just because the town's boycotting us, at least the local farmers are on our side. They don't think we're demanding that much, so at least there's that. They too could be boycotting us and we'd have no work. Which would mean we'd have no other source of income. Not that we're, again, hurting for money. If we had to sell the milk, we would. But I'm not willing to cave into the town. Not just yet. We have things we could sell on the farm if we needed money. If the farmers, for whatever reason, changed their mind. Perhaps we would get the chickens and try to do that and try to start paying down this loan that way. You guys let me know what we should be doing. Should I just cave and accept it, or should we wait for them not to be so greedy? I mean, especially after they dumped the manure all over my sign, I'm not really inclined to be negotiating with them. Now that just makes me want to ask for more money. What about $2.25? $2.25 for every liter? Nah, I'm not that mean. But you can see in the little mini map off to your left, we are getting that green, and that's the solid green indicating, I think that's indicating 125% yield. Let me pop over to the menu. This is worth checking. Yeah, that's 115% yield on that, coming from last year we got the 65%. That's huge. We're almost doubling, so we should get twice the number of bales out of this. We're just about. Just for dumping that fertilizer on here, that's not bad at all. I'll take that. And hopefully the same will be, hopefully the rest will be the same for the other fields. And once this can dry, that I probably won't be able to bale the hay until tomorrow, but that's alright. As long as it's drying out here. And of course, I'll probably take care of this off on the side. We don't need to pop in. We've already showed you guys. I got the windrower up in the barn. That's why we kept it. I mean, that's worth $18,000. If I needed money, I'd sell that. And we just purchase the hay when we need it. That'd be a big savings for us, but until then, we're just going to keep cruising as we are. Nothing needs to change quite yet. So I'll come back to you guys when I'm a little further along, maybe cutting down the other fields. So I'm getting ready to start baling up all the grass, and we'll get the silage bales going. before we get started, I want to play around with the bale capacity. So I don't know what's realistic. I'm not an actual farmer, so I don't know what can and can't be, fit into a bale. But we have the option to push this all the way up to 20,000 liters. And I think we're going to do that. Because at a certain point, I don't want to create too many bales on this game map. I don't want to affect performance in any sort of way. I want to make sure that there's no issue there. Plus, my plans for the rest of the year when it comes to once we sell the milk, I think it'll make a lot more sense why we're upping the bales. Obviously, for the TMR mixer we have, it holds 16,000 liters. So having them in increments of 4,000 liter bales makes a lot of sense. But if you haven't figured it out, our next purchase is going to involve the TMR. And it should make our life a lot more, a lot easier. But this is going to be probably where we end up wrapping up the day. I'm going to get this baling done today. We'll let the hay in the front field continue to dry. You know what? Before we ship off, let me show you guys the map. So you can see the front field actually looked pretty good. And the front section here, that was 115%. Then it looks like it drops down to 100% yield, so that's kind of the average. Then it looks like it drops off quite a bit further, down all the way down to 80%. And I'm taking a look at the soil types, and that's where this, you can kind of see how those colors line up over top. What is this? This is loam. The loam seems to be really good, really easy to plant, really high yield potential. But as it gets more sandy, we got the loamy sand. That did the worst with 80%. Obviously, up here is a little... I guess I didn't spread fertilizer over this chunk, so that's kind of why it's like that. Yeah, you can see the pH is a little low, but the nitrogen shows that we didn't drop anything there. There's no nitrogen there. So we definitely have to go through and fertilize this all. Maybe worth, I know it does say we need to plow this. Yeah, these sections, and probably need some lime. I keep saying it, but maybe that's something we got to do next year. It's a lot of work, but... Well, yeah, maybe I'll spread the fertilizer this year and then go ahead and see if... Because I'm more curious on... Can we get a second cut out of these fields? I think we need to wait for that. So if I were to plow and re-lime and reseed the grass, then we definitely would not be able to know for sure if we can get 2 cuts out of these fields at full growth. Unless, of course, I somehow were able to plow, lime, fertilize, and seed these yards today, which that's not feasible. So I think perhaps we'll just kind of let it go, and then we'll see if at the end of this year we get a second option to cut. If we don't, then I know next year when it hits summer we'll bale, and then we'll replant. That seems a lot more logical in my mind. You guys let me know. Maybe you guys know more about this and can tell me before we get to that point that we should just go ahead and plow it up and seed it and get it all ready for next year. That way we get a couple good harvests then at full potential yield. But with that said, I think we're going to call this an episode. We got a lot done. I'm going to keep baling and get this. We'll let these fertilize out in the field. I got no reason to pick them up quite yet. But we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates to future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch, as I'll occasionally stream live. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.